watching LWT.
Hello, good evening. I'm Anna Maria Ashe.
And I'm Angus Scott. This is London Weekend Tonight.
In the news, Conservatives under fire for a multi-million-pound plan to sell off the Underground. Plus, the wife of a policeman in the Royal Protection Squad is found stabbed to death in Berkshire.
And in sport, Beckham breaks Spurs' hearts again.
The Conservative Party plans to sell off London Underground if it wins the next general election. The sale would raise millions of pounds for the government. But transport pressure groups are opposing the move. Marcus Powell reports.
The Tube is the latest target for privatisation by the Tory party if they hang on to power. Consultations are now underway to see if it's a feasible option to include in the election manifesto, after the Prime Minister floated the idea at the autumn party conference.
A lot of people have said to us, since the rail services have got so much better since privatisation, new plans for trains and improved service and so on, why not apply the same principles to the Underground? And as he said at the party conference, OK, we'll have a look. That's what we're doing. We're having a look to see if the principles could and should apply, and if so, how they might apply.
The Tube is suffering from the worst series of cancellations and delays in its history. The management meet tomorrow to consider drastic cuts, closing outlying stations outside peak hours and shelving up to 200 investment projects, because the government has cut £400 million from its grant to the Underground. It all fills passenger representatives with foreboding.
I think there are huge dangers, and I would need to know very, very much more before I was reassured. I think that there are very real problems about keeping the thing as a whole. It's got to be a total service. The second thing is that I would want to be satisfied that even then we could have enough investment in the Underground without sacrificing anything else.
The government hasn't even discussed the idea of privatisation with London Underground's management. When they do, there are likely to be some heated exchanges, as the government has decided it will phase out all subsidy to the Underground within the next 5 years, while the management here insist that they need £750 million every year just to have a system which runs properly. If the plans do become policy, both Labour and Liberal Democrats have pledged to fight them. They want more money invested in the Underground. In central London, this is Marcus Powell for London Weekend Tonight.
The wife of a policeman in the Royal Protection Squad has been found stabbed to death at Sunningdale in Berkshire. The 52-year-old's body was discovered in a car outside the nursing home where she worked. Police have set up a murder incident room at Ascot. James Birtles reports.
The victim's body was found sprawled across the front seat of her white Renault car in the grounds of the Linwood nursing home in Sunningdale, where she was a nurse. She'd been stabbed repeatedly in a frantic struggle with her attacker. She was named today as 52-year-old Patricia Coulton from Woking, whose husband Michael is an officer with the Royal Protection Squad.
At the present time, I am not connecting in any way the fact that Mr. Colton worked as a uniformed patrol constable for the Metropolitan Police Royalty Protection Group.
At his family home today, PC Colton and his 2 children were being comforted by relatives. Nursing home residents said the murder had shocked everyone.
We think it's dreadful, dreadful. Takes a lot to be believed, doesn't it? You know, quite shocked.
Mrs. Colton was last seen alive, leaving work at around 10 o'clock on Friday night. It's believed she may have then been ambushed by her attacker. The motive for this murder remains a mystery. Detectives say they're still desperately short of clues and want anyone who saw this car between Friday night and when the victim's body was discovered on Saturday lunchtime to contact them urgently. Police are not linking the murder to any other attack, but as a precaution, extra officers have been brought in to patrol the area. In Sunningdale, this is James Birtles for London Weekend Tonight.
A woman is in a stable condition in hospital after collapsing at her 21st birthday party. Police say she'd taken ecstasy. She was found unconscious and in a coma at the British Embassy Rock Bar at Redhill in Surrey earlier today. It comes less than 2 weeks after Robert Hitchens collapsed and died after taking ecstasy in West London.
Fortunately, she's making significant improvement. She spent the vast majority of the day unconscious due to medication that she had to be given because of the cocktail of drugs that she took. But has recently, they've stopped the medication for her, and she's beginning to make some progress on her own, fortunately.
The wife of Colin Stag, the man acquitted of the murder of Rachel Nickel, has left her husband and the family home. It's claimed today she's also cast doubt on the alibi Colin Stag gave to police. Diana Stag claims he could have been on Wimbledon Common at the time of Rachel Nickel's murder and may have seen her body. But she says she doesn't believe Colin Stag had anything to do with the killing. The wife of Tory MP Jerry Hayes has said today that her husband isn't gay.